Thank you.
Great.
Probably just one more minute. I'm just waiting for Shailaz to join in.
Perfect.
Wonderful. Hi, Shailaz. Shailaz, can you hear us?
I think Shailaz has taken a phone call. Best timing for a call to come through.
I know. That's the thing with busy people.
I know.
We have founders on the stage, right?
I know. It's difficult to turn off your phone and to not allow. I think there is a way if you turn on sort of airplane mode. I believe that works. Stops any incoming calls, but we need to add that to the briefing document.
Yeah. I think till the time Shailaz kind of keeps down his phone, let me introduce the club and introduce the topic that we're going to discuss.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, we can now. Hi, Shailaz. Welcome.
Hi, Anuradha. How are you?
Doing very well. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. By God's grace, all well.
Are you excited for the discussion?
Of course, anytime. How are you, Monica?
Sorry?
Hi, Shailaz.
Hi.
How are you? I'm finally meeting you, but not meeting you.
So nice. All well at home? All of you guys are good?
All good.
Good. Nice.
Okay, so welcome everyone. We are the Fintech and Payments Club. It's a club open to all and free to join. If you're new to the Fintech and Payments Club, please consider following us. Just click on the greenhouse icon at the top of the room where it has a small house like a Lego block, and go to the Fintech and Payments Club and you can just follow us there. This is a launch to a new series that we are starting. It is a series where we connect with founders across the world and try to learn from them the exciting things happening in their industry and also the secret sauce of their success. And I couldn't have asked for a more esteemed guest to begin the series with. A dear friend and a dear mentor, Shailaz. Thank you so much for joining. And I'm also joined today by my exceptional co-moderators, Monica, Darren, and James. Let's probably begin with a round of introductions. Shailaz, you don't need an introduction in the Indian startup and fintech world, but still, can I request you for a quick intro?
Hey, thank you very much, Anuradha, for having me here. Guys, this is Shailaz here. I'm a founder of .pay and Digital Showroom. Before that, I'm an ex-founder of PayU in India. And before that, I was a founding member of Go IBBO. That's a small background of mine, and that's a small introduction from my side. Anything you want to add, me, Anuradha? I think this is good enough.
There is plenty to add, Shailaz. You're being very modest.
That's good enough.
Okay, I'm gonna keep adding as we go through the session, though.
Yeah.
Monica, can I request you for an intro, please?
Sure. I'm Monica Jasuja. I'm a fintech and payments professional. I lead product management for digital financial services at Comviva, which is a Tech Mahindra company. I'm laughing right now because I myself am eating my own words. But yes, I've had previous experience with both MasterCard as well as PayPal, and I just finished a day of work, so I am right now a little spaced out, but I'm glad that I'm hearing Shailaz. Excellent speaker and somebody I really, really look forward to listening. So thank you, Anu, for getting him to the club.
Thanks, Monica. Darren, over to you.
Thank you, Anuradha. Hi, everyone. Hi, Shailaz. It's an absolute honour to have you join us at the Fintech and Payments Club. My name is Darren. In my day job, I run an executive search firm that focuses in fintech and payments across emerging markets. I'm based in South Africa, so I'm looking forward to hearing all about PayU or Shailaz's experience across emerging markets. So thank you very much for inviting me, Anuradha, and I'll hand over to, I'm not sure if James can talk, but if he can, then I'll pass the mic to James.
Thanks, Darren. Good day, everyone. Great to be involved in this today. My name is James Smith. I'm an SVP at MasterCard. I focus in new payment platforms, so everything MasterCard does outside of the card world. Really looking forward to today's discussion. Shailaz, thanks so much for joining us, and Anu, thanks for making it happen. Briefly, the Fintech and Payments Club is a top 40 club on Clubhouse. We started in January. We have almost 40,000 members and followers now from a standing start. And it's all been down to having fantastic speakers like Shailaz, great teammates like Anu, Monica, and Darren, and a fantastic audience. So looking forward to today's session.
Thank you very much, Monica, Darren, and James. Thank you for your lovely words for me. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, everyone. Before we begin, a few housekeeping rules. The format of the session today will be like a fireside chat for the first 30 minutes of the session, and then we'll open it for Q&A. If you have any questions or want to comment on something being discussed, raise your hand with the hand icon at the bottom of the page, and we'll bring you onto the stage to make your comment. If you would like to ask a question during the discussion and for some reason don't want to speak on the stage, we also have a Slido link active. It's spelled as SLI.do, and you can enter the code FPCH. It's on the title of the room as well. And you can post your questions there anonymously or by adding your name. We also have a poll running on Slido right now. Do answer it. It is about how you got to know about the room. It helps us understand our audience better and curate the relevant content. Also, if you like what we are discussing here today and would like others to join, please go ahead and press the plus sign at the bottom of the app. You can ping people on Clubhouse or share a link to invite more people to join the room. Okay, with that done, let's dive in. We have a lot of ground to cover. So, Shailaz, tell me something. You are a serial entrepreneur. You have been a founding member of IBIBO, then went on to build PayU India, which has revolutionized the payments industry, and then now DotPay in merchant payments. Give us a glimpse of how do you think about these opportunities? How do you know this idea is it and I'm going to invest everything in this idea?
Okay. So look, it is not about idea. It is about the problem statement, which is very, very important. So for me, it is all about thinking about the problem statement, thinking about how big is that problem statement. Is this problem statement, is I love to solve it? Fourth, it is all about whether this problem statement can have an exceptional solution to it, not an incremental solution to it, which can change the life of whether it's merchants or consumers. That matters a lot. So it is not about idea; it is about finding the problem statement which you love to solve. That is more important than bringing that idea. Having said that, it is not about finding the problem. It is also about finding the problem statement with a large market. That is also excites me. So if it's a problem statement which has a very small market size, that doesn't excites me. The problem statement which has a large market size, that definitely excites me. And last but not the least, the solution has to be exponentially different what other people are doing, or solution has to be exponentially different for people to change their lives. That is very, very critical than about the idea. So it's not about idea, it's about problem and the solution.
Got it. The problem statement and not the idea. So, when you started PayU, you scaled it into becoming this company, which it's a leader in the fintech world right now, right? And with revenues of over 1,000 crores in FY20, I can say those numbers now that it's in Forbes. So, when you started it, did you think it's going to reach that scale?
So I think I personally, this is the question which normally people ask me: do you really think about that? The company will become $1 billion or not? I don't personally believe, Anuradha, that a founder starts a company with an idea that I'll make it $1 billion or $2 billion or $10 billion, $100 billion statement and the solution of the problem statement. If the size is big and you're solving the problem statement at an exponential level, the growth, revenues, profitability will follow you dramatically. I can tell. I've seen this. I've seen this personally in PayU, and you've been party to it in last 4 5 years. After we solved the problem at a large scale, the growth came, dramatic growth we have seen in our life in PayU, right? So fundamentally, I believe that if you're solving the problem at a large scale and and solving a large problem, the growth can not even 1,000 crore, it can go to 10,000 crores. I fundamentally believe PayU can reach even 10,000 crore of revenues, so and very fast. So it is possible, but you don't start with that. You start with the problem statement and the solution and the market.
Amen to the 10,000 crore number. And I still remember, Shailaz, you had this chant, right? That yes, we can.
That, yes, I still remember that. Okay, no, I think Forbes have covered it now, so I can clearly say that. Look, there was a time in the company, and where we were losing almost around 250 crores in a year as an entity, and we need to get people to come together to convert that 250 crore into a profitable business. So we created this project, not a product, project called Yes We Can, which was chanting across the company and every department, whether it is product, whether it's tech, whether it's sales, whether it's operation, whether it's HR, whether it's finance, everybody was part to that product. That was the whole beauty of that project. And by the way, I copied it from, where it's copied from. It is copied from Barack Obama. Yes, we can. So I copied it from there, and it worked beautifully for us. And Anuradha, you've been party to it, so.
Absolutely. I still remember the energy in the town halls and just everything that people bought in. I actually see a few people from PayU in the audience now, and I'm sure they resonate to it. The entire
So,
culture that you built.
sorry to interrupt here. I'll just add it up for people who doesn't understand what we did in the Yes, can I just give a little bit elaboration around it? Anuradha, if you guys allow me to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So, look, guys, it was very interesting. We got top product guys of the company, engineering guys of the company, operation guys of the company, finance guy of the company, HR guy, all the departments of the companies with their leaders and the second leaders used to come and meet every day in the morning at 9:30. And we used to decide, first we used to look at what we did yesterday, which is 9:30 to 10:30, what we used to look at it from every perspective, what we did yesterday, and 10:30 to 11 we used to do what we're going to do today. Okay. And this we followed it rigorously for 6 to 9 months constantly, and that helped us in converting the company from a 250 crores into a very profit making company. Now the reasons behind it, let's make you understand it very clearly, is that why did I came with this idea, and what we did there is basically, when company becomes big, it is very difficult for people to come together for a common goal. And that was my whole idea, to get the people on the common goal. And every department should have a common goal. It is not that if it's product's responsibility, it's engineering responsibility, everybody is aiming for that goal, because everybody has a role to play. Even HR has a role to play. That the people who are working on this project, and people who are working in this project, has to be extremely happy in the organization. They should definitely feel that if there's a need gap of a person who needs to solve this problem, they need to get that people faster, because that's affecting the company's culture, the company's performances. So what we did is basically, this is a goal. Even a finance team, like Anuradha's finance team used to come and sit and tell us that where the number moved, what thing we did yesterday which helped us in moving the number, and what are the things which we can do to improve the numbers further. So it was mainly done to get people along and get on the common goal. And this is what we did it rigorously from 9:30 to 11 o'clock every day in the morning for next 6 to 9 months.
Yes, the long finance meetings. I cannot forget that.
Yeah.
So, Shailaz, you talk about this culture, right, where you used to work very closely with different departments, and it required a lot of face-to-face conversations. However, bringing it to DotPay, you built this company during COVID, during an era of work from home and remote working. How did you bring in that culture in DotPay?
So once you've been successful in doing certain things, you will do the same thing again. You'll repeat it, right? That's the way the world is work, right? So what is the formula has been successful? You repeat the same formula again. It's the same thing which I did it here, Anuradha. And uh, uh, look, there was a tough time. I started the company on 4th of Feb and 27th of April, all these things happened and lockdown happened. It's the same thing, Anuradha. What we did is meaning morning 9:30 call, what we are up to nowadays, 9:30 to 10:30, same stuff. The only difference which we made is that we did an evening call also of 7:30 to 8:30. Okay, to keep the track of the products, track of the projects. That is very important. The second thing which we did it very interestingly is we were only 21 people that time, and and today we are 250. So. We got all our people in this whole pandemic hired. I haven't met anybody till now. It's all face to. I haven't met anybody face to face, by the way. So what we did was basically is that every day we used to call every one person to tell something about them which is unique, or something about them, their family which is unique, or something about the unique thing which they did it yesterday, right? That keeps us going as a family instead of going us as a company culture. We call it that we want to learn from you and we want to hear you guys, and that's created a family ways of doing things. And all 21 guys, no one is left till now. Everybody is intact and everybody is enjoying their life. So this is what we did it, and then this helped us in creating a culture of family there instead of creating a culture of that this is a startup world and we don't know each other, but that started helping us in learning about each other beautifully.
And share with us, if you can, what kind of challenges did you face? If you have any anecdotes, any stories that you can share with us. I'm sure
Look,
you have many.
look, fundamentally, if I tell you, you will be surprised. We started this business from a perspective that we will get offline merchant digitized in this country. And our first focus area in digitizing these merchants were getting the people who are coming into their store to convert into digital, and then converting them into digital from store to a remote. That was the whole first objective which we took it in our business point of view. Now imagine COVID happened, lockdown happened, nobody is there in the store. What is the business model and where is the business? So that was very extremely interesting for me, that I was under the thinking that what will happen to this business. There's no store, there's no people coming onto the store, all stores are closed down. Where we are heading towards, that was the first thing. Second stuff was very clearly is that there's a lot of uncertainty in the whole ecosystem, whether guys, everybody was cutting down the cost. Even the startups who've been 3 months old, 4 months old, they stopped giving salaries to the people, though they had funds in their account, and so on and so forth. And third thing, which was really glaring at my face, is that even if I had to go further down, further up, should we hire? Should we not hire? What should do? We should do not, or how we should hire. So these were the 3-4 glaring problems which were running in my mind from April to almost June, and God has been kind to us, and one by one everything problem started getting solving. In fact, the problem which we wanted to solve get inflated with the COVID, and we started getting inbound leads also. So that helped us. Second stuff, very clearly in terms of people coming together. I think the culture which we created of 21 people learning from each other's personal life and knowing each other's personal life, that attracted more people to join in the company, and that helped us. Third, look, the beauty of the life is your better halves, and I always say that co-founder relationships also like a spouse relationships. My two co-founders came beautifully together, and they pumped me also, and I pumped them also together. That helped us coming together much beautifully. So never underestimate your co-founders. Co-founders are always like a spouse. When chips are down or when chips are up, both of the time they are together with you.
I wish Anurag and Gyanesh, your co-founders, were right now in the room and could hear that.
Are they in the room?
I don't think so.
Let them work.
I know. Let them work while we have a very interesting conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, Shailaz, we've been discussing about DotPay and the culture, right? For the sake of the audience, can you throw some light on what this entire omni-channel opportunity is and how DotPay is solving it?
Yeah, so look, on record, I want to correct few stuff here. What is it omni-channel opportunity and what we are doing? Let me just correct it to you guys, right? So we as a company are, and it can be a little lengthy for you guys. So you can, if you don't understand, you can ask me questions later on, right? So we are a digital commerce infrastructure company in the country, right? What does it mean? Okay, we are come here to digitize offline businesses which are not digitized at all or digital. They are dependent on the marketplaces for digital and they don't have their own independence to digital. So we are becoming a digital commerce infrastructure for this country. Now, what does it mean? Okay, we are building an ecosystem for these merchants where products can be discovered on all the core platforms of discovery, whether it's a Google, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Google Pay, Phone Pay, Paytm, all the consumer franchises, their product can discover. Second thing, what we are building on is helping them in and getting the transactions from these places to we are helping them in their commerce and cataloging. Social in the so people think that we're just building a front end of catalog. It's not a front end of catalog. It has a lot of AI involved into in cross selling and upselling. Okay, like what you see in Amazon or Flipkart, when you buy something, they try to cross sell you and upsell you. There's a lot of cross selling, upselling is involved into this, right? Third stuff, what we're helping them is engaging their customers either through WhatsApp, through SMS, or an email. Fourth thing, we are helping them in payments. Okay. Fifth, we are helping them in delivery. Sixth, we are helping them in analytics of the consumers, right? So if you really see, we are a commerce infrastructure which has discovered advertising, which has payments, which has technology, all the three angles involved into it. Okay, which is and delivery also. So it's a four side story, which is a complete ecosystem for a merchant to get digitized completely. That's but fundamentally I want to make it clear. Now, if you really go and further down to it, omni-channel. Let me just give an example. Now, if you go to McDonald's today, there's a QR on the table. On the QR on the table, you scan the QR through a camera phone. Once you scan the QR through the camera phone, the catalogs opens it up. Okay. Now, once catalog opens up, you order the catalog, you get a food update on a WhatsApp of a McDonald's, you get receipts on a McDonald's WhatsApp. Post that, McDonald's push you for a delivery on through a WhatsApp. Okay. So WhatsApp of McDonald's become a pseudo app to you. So what is this omni-channel? So now this is called omni-channel, where you're converting customer coming into offline to a online, right? That's an omni-channel. Third stuff, same WhatsApp can be reached to you, Anuradha, from me or sharing from everybody. And when you order it, he converts you to come to a store by giving you an offer on the store, right? That's another omni-channel for you. Third step, omni-channel means you are present across the channels in this country. Now, businesses has no means of only offline. Business has no means of only store. You need to be present in all the places where the consumers are available. So this now digitization will help available on a Facebook, will be available on Instagram, will be available on Google, will be available on Google Maps, will be available on Google Pay, Phone Pay, Paytm, all other places where consumer franchises are available, right? This is an omni-channel approach fully, which is there, right? So that people need to understand it's an omni-channel, not only payment terms, omni-channel in terms of commerce come payment terms, right? So this is this. Now, when it comes to omni-channel market, when it comes to omni-channel, the market is humongous. There are 100 million merchants in this country. There are more than 100 million merchants across the globe. If we look at 100 million merchants in this country with $1 trillion retail economy, even if you get out of 100 million, 3 million merchants, who helps you in generating a business of almost 20,000 or 30,000 or 50,000 in a year, you're talking huge numbers in the life in terms of revenues, in terms of margins, in terms of profits, right? That's the break. That's the business and market size which is available. So this is what omnichannel means to me.
Okay, just for my simplistic mind to ensure that I understood, you are taking care of pre-sales in terms of digitizing the merchants, everything, they're cataloging everything to their actual sales through order and payments, and then also managing their post-sales.
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is more like a combination of merchant commerce and fintech in a way, right?
Absolutely. It's a commerce and fintech. By the way, every company in this world is fintech now. So look, Amazon has Amazon Pay Later, Amazon has Amazon ICICI card. So they're not a commerce company, they're a fintech company also. Right?
We agree. We couldn't agree more to that.
Shopify has a Shop Pay. Shopify has a Shopify Capital. So everybody is a payment fintech company in this world now.
True. I think just like a few years back where we used to talk about the distinction between offline and online payments getting fuzzy, right now it is distinction between any sort of commerce, any sort of platform and fintech getting fuzzy. The entire concept of going beyond pure play fintech.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we are almost at the 30-minute mark, and there are quite a few people who have been very patiently waiting in the queue to ask their question. So I'm going to do a quick room reset. So welcome to those who just joined. If you like what you've been hearing so far, please invite more folks who you think will be interested in the topic. You can just do it by clicking on the plus sign. And I'm gonna start pulling more people on the stage. My request would be that please mute on your entry, and when a moderator asks you, you can just introduce yourself quickly and ask your question. We also have a Slido link running. It is sli.do, where you can enter the code FPCH. The details of it is in the title of the room, where you can post the questions if you don't want to come on this stage. Okay. With that, I want to first open up to Monica, Darren, and James if you have any questions.
Shailaz, I have a question. With so much happening on the merchant payment space, and obviously there's a mad rush to turn the mom and pop stores, the kirana stores, into a digitized option. I see that you're trying to actually digitize the entire experience, but I have one question related to just this. Now, what are some of the problems that you are finding can be really solved with the digitization, because the metros will be slightly different from the smaller cities? And is your plan finally then to go to tier 2, tier 3 India as well?
Okay. Very valid question, Monica. And now let me just give you answer in 3 sentences to it. First and foremost, everybody is trying to solve merchant problem from a cost control point of view instead of building a revenue potential point of view. We are a developing country. We need to increase our GDP per capita income. So we need to help merchants to grow their business instead of helping their collections or helping their cost control, right? So we as a company are helping them increasing the business. So that's fundamental one change which I want to correct you here, right? That's that. Second stuff, Monica, we have 5.2 million merchants today in the country, and out of the 5.2 million, you'll be surprised that we're present in 8,000 cities. And these merchants is coming from 8,000 cities, so we are already available in tier 2, tier 3. And you would be surprised, there are people who are selling balu rates, cement, construction in a Bihar tier 3 cities on our platform, and in similar places there are people who are selling Korean dresses from in a Gurgaon on our platform. There are people, third side of the people, there are people who are selling sanitary items from Rajasthan, right? Kota store, right? So we have all the 3 kinds of the different kind of people who are coming and started selling. Now your second question was, what are the challenges you face? The challenges which we face definitely is merchant education. They are not so friendly in getting their present customers to start using the platform. They want to use it, they have a high motivation, but they need a little bit of education. So Education is a very important part, which we have seen it in last 1 year, that if you educate the merchant, once he use it for 3 months, his engagement level with us very high. But if you don't educate in first 3 months, then his engagement level is very, very different with us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And Shailaz, this is a whole matter altogether. Maybe we should do a room only on the education part of both merchants and consumers some other time.
Yes, absolutely. Agree. Yeah.
Shailaz, hi. I've got lots of questions for you about sort of emerging markets, but I'm cognizant of the fact we've got a number of people that have come onto stage to ask a question. So I think I'm going to pass my slot over to the next in line. Anuradha, if you'd like to introduce, that'd be great. And if we've got some time at the end, maybe I can chime in with a couple of questions. But Anuradha, I'm going to pass the mic back to you, and perhaps we can get some questions from the audience.
Sure. Sure, let's do that. We actually have quite a few people, and I'm going to go in the order that I see on my screen. Apologies that you've been waiting so patiently. Thank you for that. Let's start with Karan. If you can unmute yourself and quickly introduce.
Hi, I'm Karan. I'm working in a startup called Slice. I'm working as a backend engineer. Uh, I have so many questions to ask, but the one I wanted to know is like, I understood the merchant part. I understood how you are, helping the merchants, how the customers are, how you are onboarding the customers, and how the customers are going to, allow, making sure that they are using it instead of using some other apps which are already there.
Okay. Karan, so first of all, I want to make it very clear that we are a merchant-focused commerce fintech company, right? Now, let me answer your question. So, how do we attract consumers to it, and how do we get it going on? So, first of all, let's understand it very clearly that every business has 70% of their customer has to be repeat. If there are not, there are challenges in the life of that business, and 30% is the new customer. Okay, so if you are already a business which has been there in last few years, you should know your customers really well, and you can start engaging these customers through our platform really well, through WhatsApp, through an email, through messaging, or through in-store engagement with them. That's one side of the story. So even if you cover the 70% of their store, and with so many merchants, you're bang on a big size of the scale, right? Second thing, what we are trying to do basically is that we are helping them an ecosystem of Facebook, Instagram, Googles of the world to convert from getting their orders from it. So if you really know, the biggest discovery platform in the country is still the Google. People still go and search for a bottle opener in a nearby in a Google, right? Third thing which happens is you still go and search for a medicine shop nearby, right? So and so forth. If you really go and figure it out, and Karan, we are helping present merchant customers of these merchants to be converted through our platform, and the new discovery can happen on the various platforms through a consumer franchises.
Okay. The second thing is like how the delivery problem you are solving, because in the tier 2 state or tier 3 state, the cost would be high. So how you are making sure that the delivery will be better and improved? That is something is in my mind.
So
I,
this came to me also very surprisingly, Karan, and we underestimate the power of the merchants also. Okay,
okay.
90% of my delivery is done by merchant itself. Okay, we have done more than millions of orders till now, almost 10 millions of orders till now, and our delivery mechanism is mainly merchant who's doing his own delivery. 10% of the merchant who's using our own delivery switching mechanism, where we have partnered with 12 delivery providers, and we have built a switching mechanism between these 12 delivery providers, helping the merchants to grow with that. But this problem still needs to be solved at a very. We have not solved it fully. We have a long way to go there.
Okay. Thanks, Shailaz. Thanks for the statement and why we need it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Karan, for your question. Let's move on to Ushpinder.
Hi, thanks, Anu, and thanks to everybody, at Fintech Payments for doing this and actually bringing Shailaz. Hi, Shailaz. Very good evening. I hope you're doing well. Everybody at family is doing good.
Thanks, Pushpinder. All well. Hope all is well with you too.
Everything is good, Chief. Just a quick question. So I think, we keep discussing this at the Fintech Payments Club with a lot of guests, right? One of the challenges in payments, specifically in India, is, uh,
cost, payments, I mean, as far as revenue is concerned, it's pretty skewed as far as payments are concerned. And we see a lot of fintechs on the payment side slowly moving towards lending. And recent case be, Pine Labs also moving towards lending to small and medium merchants. Is there an aspiration that you and the team also have sometime down the line?
So, Pushpinder, very valid. And look, India is a credit-hungry country. So, I'll not shy away tell you that we will get into lending business definitely, right? Both in consumer lending and the merchant lending. But the difference there is, Pushpinder, is that I'm not going to build a business only based on lending. That's the differentiation which I wanted to give it to you. Okay. So, we are very clear that we're going to get into lending. Right time, which is very important. It's not the right time. It's going to take time. But very clearly, lending is not the only going to be our revenue streams. We have further more revenue streams which are running in a company, and we'll rely on that. And lending will be icing on the cake.
Sure. Thank you so much for giving that bite to fintech and payments. Thanks, and back to you, Anu.
We just gotten Oracle into what DotPay could do next. Lending. I'm gonna keep my eyes open for that. Moving on to Anup. Thanks a lot for waiting so patiently.
No problem. Thanks, Shailaz. I can sense the passion in your voice and tone, and I really wish that wish you all the best in kind of scaling the DotPay proposition. I had two broad questions. One, you would agree that we are a value conscious population. So, what are some of the big items in your to-do list to make sure that you drive annuity revenues from your merchants? So, that's question number one. And the question number two is, our regulatory environment, you would agree, relies heavily on kind of compressing margins to drive adoption, right? So how do you think payment companies could potentially even aim or become profitable in the near future? How do you think that dichotomy is going to play out as we move to become a more digital nation?
So let me try give you. First of all, thank you very much for telling that. I can see a sense of passion, but let me just give my bit on passion first. Okay, I fundamentally don't believe an entrepreneur needs to be passionate. I fundamentally believe an entrepreneur needs to be okay, and there's a difference. Passion is actually it's a 4 hours in the morning or 4 hours in the evening, right? Obsession is 24/7. If you are obsessed about solving a particular problem 24/7, that that's a better way to do it. My other passion is my daughter also playing football, but I would rather be obsessed about solving a problem. That's one. That's my bit of way of thinking. So look at it from that perspective. Second question of yours, value conscious, and I fundamentally believe, Anup, you hit it on a bang on that if you are creating something and it is not adding value so much in the life of the customer or a merchant or anybody in the life, right? Third, if it's not adding value exponentially in the life of the somebody, you will never be able to get revenues or margins or a profitability or a price for what you get, what you want to get it from that customer. And we are extremely conscious about this in terms of building this. So to give you perspective, I can't name the merchants here, but we average out our merchant base revenue has increased. They themselves, we don't say this. Our merchant revenues has increased by 20 to 40% because of us, and we charge not even a 1% potential of it, right? So that's the value which we build it for merchant, and same value which we build it for customers, because we help them. We help them in selecting the right product, selecting the right stuff, and helping them in getting a better cost from the merchant also, because he's getting more revenues from you. So that's fundamental belief of me, that if you're not adding value, and which is adding value in terms of exponential, you will never be able to generate value consciousness for you as a business also. On his second question, I forgot. Can you just repeat it for me? Because I think that's a too bigger a question for me to answer it, but I'll still try it off.
Yeah, no problem. Completely agree on the obsession piece of it. So the second question was around the regulatory environment and how it's heavily reliant on compressing margins, making it free to drive adoption. So how do you think payment companies are going to be profitable in the near future?
Anup, let me answer you very clearly. Don't go by regulations. Regulations will reduce the prices as we progress, right? Look at Square is a classic model. They started as a payments company, and today they are a full commerce payments company in the world, right? They have a SaaS businesses, they have an advertising business, they have a fintech business. Today, if you they have 100 rupees gross margin, there are only 100 rupees gross margin. Out of that 100 rupees gross margin, 20 rupees come from payments. 80% comes from varieties of other sources, right? So if regulatories keep on changing the pricing, doesn't mean that you cannot build businesses in this country, right? If you are not adding value, you will never derive prices anyway, whether regulatory does it or not regulatory does it. That is very clearly. A live example is Square, right? The payments margins are lowest when it comes to the gross margin. Contribution of payments gross margin is lowest for them.
Thank you, Shailaz. I think very helpful insights.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Shailaz. I'm going to remember the passion versus obsession. Absolutely love it. Moving on, and if I can request, if you can just ask one question, because we have quite a few people waiting to ask a question, and if time permits, I'm going to circle back to you. With that, Manikandan? I think we lost him. Okay, Supal, if you could ask your question. I'm sorry if I have pronounced your name wrong.
Absolutely right, Anuradha. It was really fantastic to have and to speak to in the same hall. I have a question for Shailaz. Shailaz, I have a question that I have a company in Ahmedabad, and I am from Ahmedabad. My name is Supal Doshi, and we are into luxury accessories and luxury watches since 92 years now. From 3 generations, we are only retailing watches, but now we have started with other jewelry products and luxury accessory product. We have Montblanc boutique and Swarovski boutique and so on and so. So we cater around 59% market share of Gujarat for luxury. So that's quite a huge portfolio, but only offline I'm talking about. So all this thing I wanted to take it to a next level when it comes to, and in pandemic we didn't have any issues because everything is owned by us. We don't have any bank loans. Our family owns everything, right from the it's completely owned stores and completely owned stocks. So we don't have any bank liabilities as such. So my question is to you is that if I wanted to get to we have around 1.25 lakh watches just lying with us in stock, doing nothing at the pandemic time. But if we can get this thing to the offline and online together, and can you suggest something on it?
So look, first of all, pleasure meeting you, man.
Yeah.
You own 50% market share in the watches in Gujarat. It's phenomenal, right? We can connect on the LinkedIn.
It's there since 92 years now, so it's okay.
Yeah. So if I will tell you
We have
what,
a Rolex boutique also in Ahmedabad, so just
yeah, very nice. So if you can connect me on LinkedIn, I can give you much depth of it. But simple example to it is, I don't know whether you got digitized yourself in terms of your cataloging, in terms of your commerce engine, in terms of your delivery engines, in terms of everything. But we can definitely help you out. At the same time, you need to get the consumers also to get attracted towards it. So we have partnered with a lot of ecosystem where they will help you in getting your watches selling on, right? So with one digitization with us, you can open multiple ecosystem in helping you out. At the same time, we can help you with all the advertising engine, which is very, very good for you, which will be helpful for you. So we have a full-fledged commerce engine. You can partner with. Sorry, I'm doing a selling pitch here right now. I'm not
no, it's
supposed
not
to.
about selling. I wanted to understand because it is so confusing with a lot of
Guys,
platforms around.
honestly
What is
speaking,
happening here?
yeah, there are 2-3 ways. First, you get yourself digitized. That is very, very important. Second way of digitizing is to get available on the consumer franchises. That's the second stuff to do it. Third, if you have your own consumer data, just go and reach out to them back. And which there are platforms available like us, which will help you in getting your merchants, customers reaching out. Like in our case, a lot of Apple customers or a lot of Samsung customer merchants is reaching out their own customers so that if you have any problem in Apple or you want a new Apple phone, this is our catalog. You can order it from us.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's connect it and let's have the one-to-one understanding so that we can move our business
Yeah.
to.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Upal. I like how we are connecting customers with the company. It's good.
Thank you. Yeah.
With that, let's move on to Chitrank. Hey, Chitrank.
Hey, hi Anuradha. Thanks for the opportunity and thanks Fintech and Payments Group for giving us all of us a chance to connect with Shailaz. Hi Shailaz. A quick question. So the upcoming Zomato IPO has suddenly put a bright spotlight on DotPay, and definitely as a founder, I believe you would like nothing better than that. It's free advertisement and free publicity, and I really believe that DotPay has a real value proposition for the restaurant partners, at least as far as the repeat customers are concerned. So, but aggregators claim that they are able to manage a superior customer experience. So, if you can just help us with how DotPay is planning to uh, set up its strategy around this opportunity and how they manage the customer experience part, that would be a great insight. Thank you.
Chitran, so straight answer, man. Just look at. Did you have you ordered from Dot Pay till now?
No, unfortunately, no. I have ordered from other online menus, but not from DotPay. Like I believe that would be driven by the restaurant partners.
Yeah. You don't come to know about Dot Pay, but if you have ordered from WhatsApp, if you order in store, if you order from Facebook, Instagram, all of us are experiences. Okay. You
Oh,
don't see.
okay, sure.
Okay. Except at the bottommost you see Dot Pay, but you don't see our name anywhere. And that's what I learned in PayU, because if you want to make it merchant happy, your name should not show off, right? So
Right.
I think my humble submission, Chitrang, is you look at the experience on yourself. Try and order it. Where you based out of?
Mumbai, Andheri.
So try and order social. Just the name game is try and order social from WhatsApp, or try and order social in store. You will figure out on your own, or try and order on yourself how different it is. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Let
We'll do that.
me ask you, Chitrang, one question. Sorry, another. Can I ask also a question?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Chitrang, what do you use the most? An app or you use a WhatsApp?
I use an app the most.
Then in your day-to-day life, what do you use the most?
Oh, okay, yeah, I use obviously WhatsApp the most.
So your experience by using WhatsApp will be much more easy, right?
Right, right,
What is,
definitely.
and what is the next big thing? You use Facebook, Instagram, or Google?
Yeah, Google would be the second one. Yeah.
Yeah. So how your experience will be? Google will be better, right?
Correct. No, I was more my point was more about the delivery experience and again like possible dispute resolutions and maintaining the SLAs of delivery time and everything. So that was
Yeah.
the part.
So I look that thing will evolve. Today also our delivery time average. It is not our delivery time. By the guys, it's 90% of delivery is done by merchant itself. They're delivering in 35 minutes.
Which is in line with Zomato. Correct.
So I don't want to come. Look, and I'm horizontal. We are not a restaurant focused company,
Yes. True.
right? So we do grocery also. So if you go in Delhi today, 24/7, they use us. If you go to the south side, Lulu uses us for a grocery delivery, right? Like a
Correct.
24/7, we do more than. I don't want to get in point, but we do a lot of orders in a day.
No, I truly believe in your value proposition, and that's why I said that as a founder, nothing can be better for you. Like it's free publicity, and automatically, I am from capital markets, and I track mostly listed equities. So automatically, people like us are getting to know about it. We are asking companies the same questions. So nothing can be better than this. And I just wanted to know if you have plans to capitalize more on this. Phenomena in coming 6 to 12 months. So that was my
So
objective.
Chitra, if you are in capital market, let me just give you clarity. We are not focusing on Zomato. They have a consumer stake with them, so they're going to play a big role in the life. Right?
Right,
We add further 10-20% order for these merchants. Okay, so that's the
right.
fundamental.
Uh,
Understood. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot,
Thanks,
Shaila.
Prank. We have quite a few people waiting in the queue, but a very quick room reset. If you like what you're listening to, do give the Fintech and Payments Club a follow. Also, follow the moderators on the stage and everyone else speaking on the stage. If you like the content now, high probability that you'll like upcoming contents as well. With that, let's move on to Aisha. One request, please keep your questions short so that we give an opportunity to everyone.
Sure. Thanks, Anuradha. Hi, Shailaz. I think another question to you. I just wanted to understand, and this kind of question is horizontal to your fintech background and your venture pay. Is how are you looking at the future? Is consolidation the way the industry would go? Simply because we've been hearing a lot of on this chat itself about say Zomato now, if they want to sort of vertically integrate and have this capability, or like you mentioned, Amazon having fintech, they have Amazon Food launching now, and they kind of get into this. So how do you kind of think that this space is going to move like fintech? Do you also believe there'd be consolidation to have one or two players, or do you see yourself more as a plug-in to all of the other apps and you customer facing businesses out there?
So, if I understood correctly, you're saying consolidation in a fintech industry, consolidation in overall industry in a digital industry.
If fintech, and I mean, just taking DotPay's example, do you also see something like, say, a Zomato starts something like what you're doing, and do you also see consolidation happening there to like the top one or two players then kind of integrating and being how do you see the next 5 years, 10 years down the line
Yeah,
looking
so
like?
yeah, so I'll divide the 5 years, 10 years too big. Huh? I said the way market is happening, the company lasts for 5 years nowadays. So,
Sure.
let me divide the answer in for 1, 3, 5, right? To give you a very clear answer. In real terms, in first next 12 months, I don't see consolidation in any of the industry happening because there's too much of liquidity in the market and funds are falling. So I don't see that, right? Uh, First 1 to 3 years, definitely there'll be consolidations will happen, right? And 3 to 5, there'll definitely more IPOs coming up from India. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that does. So I'm just asking, so in that sense, when you do see this happening, do you also then see smaller players still continuing to grow up and try to kind of chip into that pie? Is the pie big enough for that?
India is the land of opportunity. Every pie is big here, right?
Yeah.
So, I think India is the land of opportunity. India is full of entrepreneurs. India is full of startups. So, our GDP per capita income is as good as is Bangladesh, or maybe lower than that. So we have a long way to go.
Sure. Yeah. Love the optimism. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks, Aisha. Moving on to Saurabh.
Yeah, thanks, Anuradha. And hi, Shailaz. I'm super happy listening to all your ideas. I come from the industry of hospitality, and what all you are doing is what I have experienced before, because I started my own restaurant and I closed down. I joined the aggregator named Hungerbox. And what I feel is that why since corporate industry is so much big, why don't you plan getting into corporate industry? Because I have been into Hunger Box and I have handled vendors on a pan India scale, and those vendors are quite big enough and they cater to only corporates. So why are there any plans of getting into that particular vertical, is my question.
So as of now, there's no plan, and never thought came into my mind because the reason all offices are closed right now. So there's no plan as of now today. Future, we don't know.
Okay. And one more question I had is,
Saurabh,
yeah,
I'm sorry, but I'll have to interrupt. I want to give others also an opportunity. So if I can
sure,
move on to Nazia.
sure.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, Nazia, go ahead. We can hear you.
Hi. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Shailaz. So,
Good evening, Nadia.
hello. So, my question is like similar to what Supul has. So we have, I'm based out of Lucknow, and we have a tea brand here. We are also like more than 60 years old in tea business, and we have like around 18 exclusive tea outlets in Lucknow, right? So when I heard about like DotPay, I created a account, but I have never used it because I was like confused as to how the deliveries will happen, and you know so yeah, just wanted to know ki if I like create an account with DotPay, how can I go, like, because in Lucknow we are sufficient for deliveries and all that, but how to go, like if I want to launch it pan India, or like on a national level, so how can we go forward?
The
And
question
we have like customers from around the world, like we are so old, so we have customers from US, UK. So what they do is when they come to India, they take their entire year stock from us, or so like I wanted to make it a kind of a digital, so and now like it's a family business, and I'm a third generation entrepreneur. So now that I have joined the business, I like now we make around 55 different type of tea blends, so which are like customized as per your choice,
yeah.
right?
So
So
quick answer
yeah,
to it, short, a short answer to it.
yeah, yeah.
Wait for more features and products coming from DotPay. And are you did you make the product on a digital showroom or on a DotPay?
It's a dot pay. Yes, I had created on dot
So
pay.
DotPay with beyond Lucknow and cross cities deliveries are not available right now. Soon, wait for another 2 months. You will see much more features product coming up.
Yeah.
And we have two product DotPay and digital showroom, so you can use. You can either of them. You will see the deliveries and payments and everything. In fact, international payments will come up also there. So your customers from outside India can also order it, and international
Okay.
deliveries will also be available in next 2 months.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. That was.
Thanks, Nazia.
Thank you
Abhishek,
so much.
go ahead. Please try to keep your questions short. Let's be respectful of Shalhaz's time.
Hello.
Abhishek, can you hear us?
Yeah. Hi, Abhishek here. Hi, Shailaz. Abhishek here. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Abhishek?
I'm good. Good. Thanks. So just a couple of questions, and probably we can discuss like one-on-one in detail. The first question I have for you, Shailaz, since you're an industry veteran, is what is that one fundamental challenge you see in the larger payments landscape, the payments industry, that you wish it wasn't there? And second is from a customer experience perspective, how can we as participants in the entire fintech and payments ecosystem make the customer journey much more smoother and seamless across platforms, whether it's web to mobile or mobile to web for that matter, so that the customer transaction journey is not interrupted at all. So just if you can discuss this briefly, appreciate the views.
So Abhishek, when somebody tells you veteran, you feel like that you got a gray hair or a gray beard now. I'm not that. Okay, anyway, just a joke. Quickly to answer your question, I think Abhishek, you're sitting in a country where payments infrastructure is at the top level in the world. So I don't see there's a question of any changes required in terms of infrastructure of the payments in the country, right? And it is evolving also. We are way ahead, and we are also moving ahead in the country, right? Second stuff, your experience on the consumers. Consumers' experience will dramatically go change. Let me tell you very clearly. Okay, and consumer experience dramatically will go change from using a card and which everybody talks about it. But I fundamentally believe in an offline world also. The hardware game is going to go away, and app-based payments going to come away. Will be very big, and in fact, QR code payments will be low. Directly, app payments will be big. So how I'm assuming it now, and this is my imagination 2 years down the line, that Abhishek will go to the place, and Abhishek will get a bill on his app only, and just he'll say pay, or he'll say voice. The payment will be done. Voice will be, I think, 5 years down the line, but app-based payments and app-based digital billing is going to be there in next 2 years now. So consumer experience is going to get dramatically changed, and that's the reason you see buy now pay later products are increasing in this country big time, and globally also. So that's going to get changed. Now imagine a situation: a cash app of a square and a merchant of a square. If a merchant of a square there, merchant will deliver the bill in the cash app only, and the payment will be done through cash app. Where is the hardware required? Because merchant is owned by Square and customer is owned by Square. Where do you require it? And you've seen this happening with Apple Pay now. So you will see more of these things coming up in the world now.
Thanks, Shailaz.
And then,
Uh,
guys, it will be very soon. Now it's not 5 years; it is 2 years now.
I agree. We are at the 1 hour mark, and Shailaz has kindly agreed to extend so as to answer the question from people on the stage. So let's try to be brief and quick. Over to you, Mayur.
Hey, hi. So I'm a part of DotPay. I can ask Shailaj the question whenever I want to. I think I can pass it on to Krishna. Considering the time is less, I would not want him to deprive, an opportunity to ask the question.
Hope
Thanks a
hope
lot,
you're fine.
Mayur.
Hope you're looking at the merchants who wants to work with us.
I was actually worried that from tomorrow you'll ask me to sit on these calls and get the merchants from here directly.
We are facilitating sales. Okay, moving on to Krishna.
Hi, Shilas. I'm Krishna Pratap. I'm working on a big problem which we are after together. The aggregation issue. And first and foremost, huge respect to you for what you have achieved so far, and it's phenomenal. So
Thank
kudos to
you.
you and your team. Great respect for you.
Thank you.
A few questions which I had is number one, in terms of since you don't work on a take rate basis or whatever it is, it's only on a unit level. A few very less. So is the idea to actually do a lot of orders, so it still makes sense from a business perspective, or is it just like what the market share game which Swiggy or Zomato is today playing? So that is one. Number two is on the QoS on the delivery, because as I say, for example, we are currently operating only in one city, but we have a lot of restaurants with us and things like that. But we have our own fleet primarily for the reason of QoS, because if we outsource this to anybody else, we are at the mercy of them for a lot of things. Like, say, for example, tomorrow they hike their rates, or tomorrow they hike their delivery this one, or they don't cover you, or so on and so forth. So how do we control QoS when the delivery, which is an integral part of particularly food, is being outsourced to somebody else?
So look, on your first question, because of my network issue, I could not able to hear you properly. And second question, your question is on the delivery part. You're managing your delivery on your own, and you're worried about not to give it to the people because of the pricing and the QS, right?
Yes.
Look, Krishna, look, and it's a continuous problem. And honestly speaking, we have solved at 25-30% right now. Wait for us. We are constantly working on a daily basis to solve it at a very large scale. When the scale comes in, I think the pricing won't be a problem and the quality won't be a problem. It's a scale issue, nothing else. Right.
Understood. And other question which I had was, I see that it's the platform is currently very reliant on WhatsApp. So do you think
Krishna,
that? Yeah, sorry,
I'm
please.
really sorry. I don't mean to be rude, but if I can pass on the mic to others to ask their
Uh,
questions.
Completely understand. So, Shailaz, I'll probably connect with you
Sure.
offline in LinkedIn or something. Happy to
Thank you.
collaborate.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Krishna. Hi, Sandeep. Long time. Ask your question, please. Sandeep, you still there? Okay. Let's see if he comes back. I'm gonna pass.
Hi. Sorry, back. Sorry, I didn't know how to unmute. Hi, Anuradha. Long time. Let's catch up sometime. Hi, Shailaj. Inspirational stories and things to hear from you. I just you have answered my question in bits and pieces
Sandeep, can
here
you
in
be a little
the
louder for me?
area.
I can't hear it properly, please.
Is it better now, sir?
This is better now, Sandeep, please. Thank you.
Great. So you've answered my question, bits and pieces here and there, just maybe summarized in a way. And so I'm based in the US and I'm evaluating an offer from a company by the name Toast. They are the new age Square, but for restaurant industry. And we are seeing similar things coming in verticals. Oyo is trying to do something similar for hotels. So just making sense of the industry, how the new age, should I call these vertical players as the new age ones, or the older platforms, more B2B, Shopify, Square, as something which will continue to dominate. I mean, see, from an industry perspective, also social commerce, retail, there'll be those vertical innovation, and catalogs are so unique and specific to each of those industries, that there'll be need for these verticalized, specialized players. So how should I make sense of the industry and the evolution of the products that are happening?
So, Sandeep, you are at the right place and right time right now. I think in US it's going to be verticalization, which is going to happen definitely. You see a company called Olo, who's a $6 billion only vertical restaurant company, only
Yes,
six,
yes,
right? It's a
that's
six
one.
billion listed entity. They got listed in March. Only focusing on high-end restaurant, not even a medium end or a low end. Only focusing on high-end restaurants. So you will see verticalizations happening on that side of the story, and vertical players will solve the problem at the depth. That is also going to happen. Uh, that's very clear. But in India, I think at a vertical level in a B2B or a B2C space, building a profitability is a very tough job. So we'll see more horizontal play right now. That's my feeling. But in India also after 3 to 4 years, it will be a big vertical play also.
Makes sense. Thanks for answering.
And thirdly, look, both vertical and horizontal play will coexist because the horizontal play is also required for long tail and the medium tail, and vertical play will solve the problem for the topmost people.
Got it.
Thanks, Sandeep. I feel like I'm acting like a teacher passing on the mic, but let's do this. Kamalina, can you ask your question, please?
Hi, Shailaz, and thank you for the really great session. Thank you, Fintech Payments, also for organizing this. My question is around the competitive landscape that we have today. There are many full stack digitization offerings that are coming up for Kirana stores, Dukaan, Khata Book, OK Credit, just to name a few. So I wanted to understand, how are you coping in that landscape? What is it that you people are doing differently that attracts consumers or businesses to you? That would be my question to you, Shailaz.
Simple one-liner answer. It's all about quality of execution. India is a country of opportunity and a country of entrepreneurs. We are building our execution capability much more higher. Second answer to it very clearly, which I keep on telling it to my PayU team also when I was there. Competition is within you. Competition is not outside. This country is full of opportunities. If you have a lot of stuff going on within your company, and if you're building a quality product, solving quality problem, opportunity is humongous. So it is up to you internally, not outside. So that's the way I look at competition, nothing else.
Agreed. The pie is big enough.
Yeah.
And just very quickly,